But the whole gaming thing...
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem, too. Because...
It's just lazy. It feels... like, unless you're getting paid...
Why is it any of her concern what the man does in his free time? I swear to God, half of these women are a bunch of hypocrites because they can be on TikTok all day long, watching video after video, doing whatever they want. And even if they're stay-at-home moms, dare you say something like, hey, couldn't you have cooked something since I was working from 9 to 5? Oh, well, you can't dictate to me what I do in my free time. What business is it of yours? What people do in their free time? This is such a brain-dead freaking take, dude.
And there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate. Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem?
This is the person who was on a podcast complaining about how other people spend their free time, telling those people that they need to go educate themselves. Are we being for real? Like, does she not hear how she sounds? I hope this is a freaking skit. I don't think it is, but do you not freaking hear yourself? If there were people standing in the line and you had to guess based on how they speak and act which one was not educated, you would be at the top of the freaking list. You don't personally like video games? Cool, cool, cool. Why do we have to dictate what other people do? And sorry, you're having an issue with men playing video games. What about people like me? What about other women? Are you going to say the same thing to them too? Their hobby is not valid because they could be doing something more productive? What do you know about the person? What if the person freaking cures cancer, or they're going to med school, or they have a job where it's very grueling and they hardly have any time for any social life and they work their asses off, and then they come home and to decompress, just like a lot of women do, they decide to do something that clears their mind, something that is fun. You read books, you read erotica, you drink, you go on TikTok. Obviously, I can tell from the brain rot. But somehow, men choosing to play video games, specifically men, by the way, that is an issue. Do something productive? Would you rather him go out there and fuck other women then? At the very least, he's being productive and keeping his mental health happy, not being around you.
Like, you know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it, too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like, I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention.
It's not that,
so why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's what I knew it.
Well, let's get to the bottom of that. I mean, what you could be doing right now is, furthering your education or getting a fucking clue. Instead, you're on a podcast talking and complaining about men and how they spend their free time when they probably, the majority of them collectively, probably make more money than you ever will. I mean, so you're the kind of person, it sounds like the kind of person that if you're spending time with your family, right? Does she have one of those? I don't know. But let's say you're spending time with your kid or your family and you're playing video games with them, you're not getting paid. Do you not see that as productive because that's something that makes your kid happy that he's doing with you? Does everything have to equate to you being paid for it to be productive? Is making money the only way that you can be productive? Is doing stuff that, makes you happy and not working 24/7, not productive on your mental health? Are you going to tell a great majority of people who play video games that they're all not productive people because they choose how they spend their time? How is playing a video game any different than someone going and reading a book or writing a story or being on TikTok? And if this person tells me that they're not on social media, which, the irony of this whole thing, I will laugh in their freaking face and tell them to shut the fuck up and go mind their own goddamn business. What is your everlasting issue? I don't get this whole thing where people, they don't like other people doing things. They don't like something, but it somehow bothers them because they have freaking unspoken insecurities that trigger them when other people are having fun. It's a you problem. That's what we need to get out of the way first.
It's what you could.
You women want to task us bad.
No.
That you're so pissed that we're taking time from doing something.
No. Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing, mommy. You're saying that's not what you're doing. You're directly contradicting what you in fact are doing. What is the fucking issue? Man, I hate people. Like, I swear to God. You can't just ever freaking live. Everybody must bow down to the way that you think about things. You're out there doing your thing, doing stuff that makes you happy. and you're not hurting anyone. And all of a sudden, everyone must either agree with you and live in your delusional way of thinking that the world operates. And then they have the audacity to wonder, as if they don't have a clue, why men want to stay away from them.
Oh.
Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time to do this video game?
Here's the thing.
Here's all the things you could be doing.
But here's the thing, you're enjoying it, but you could also be planning something nice for us. You know, like...
Okay, Kamala, he could be planning something nice for you. I have an idea. I know this is going to sound crazy. You could be doing the same thing. While you're browsing TikTok, you know, or reading your erotica, or going out and having drinks with the girls, or whatever it is you do, or making OnlyFans and getting paid penny on the dollars or barely anything, showing your ass to the world, there's things you could be doing to further the relationship as well. One of those things is keep your fucking mouth shut about how people choose to spend their free time if he's not out hurting anyone. I would much rather my guy sit at home and play a freaking video game with me or by himself than him going out there with the guys and getting drunk God knows where and doing God knows what. First of all, I wouldn't be with people like that because that's just not how I roll. And I don't see it as a big issue. When he's doing the safest thing, you know where he is. You know where he is. He's not doing anything. What kind of insecurities do you have that playing a video game is an issue? It'd be different if he's out there clubbing and hanging out with his female friends and his harem of all the people he says he thinks of like sisters. But he's not doing that. He's playing a video. Oh my God, make this make sense. And he, like, what is he, a slave? Like, this is peak narcissism. And the fact that she's out here laughing about it like it's freaking funny is just telling on herself. It's so freaking awkward because in 4K, you're watching someone open up the book of how distasteful they are as a person, of how narcissistic they are and entitled they are, and they don't even see it. Narcissists don't often see when they're being narcissistic. Like, that's what defines them. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. Everyone must bow down to them and do what they want. And bro, like my mom used to do the same thing. Oh my God, you're having fun. You're taking a rest. You're not out doing something. You're not breaking your back doing chores. You know that spot on the freaking counter in the kitchen, even though you just cleaned the kitchen 2 hours ago and I left the spot there, you didn't notice it when you came down here to get a drink of water? Fuck you. All your stuff gets taken away. Like, I mean, that's the energy she's giving. I hope to God she doesn't have kids. Because I can guarantee these kind of traits that these kind of people have, it translates over into the kids.
So there was this post that went extremely viral for the past week where women ranked the least attractive hobbies for men. And at the very top of the list, the most unattractive hobby was playing video games. I have no idea if these stats are real. No one could find the actual source of where it came from.
It's trust me, bro.
But Liz Wheeler posted it saying this is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone.
Beyond red flag deal breaker zone? What? That's funny. It's actually not, but it's fucking fun. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Like when people make videos like this, they always have something to say. And I'm flabbergasted. I feel like I can't even speak right now because I'm finding it so hard to cope with the fact that people this fucking idiotic and sociopathic and sad and insecure, and these words aren't even hitting, exist in our world. Like, are we being for real? How sad of a person and how lonely and clingy do you have to be for your validation to come from somebody else not choosing a certain hobby? I just don't understand how that works, by the way. Like, here's a double standard too, right? They can do whatever they want with their free time, even though they do fuck all and expect men to take care of them. Anyways, also, if the guy is super, super hot and he likes playing video games, oh my God, I like video games too. See, I can go on Twitch and have my boyfriend edit my videos for me using his gameplay. Like, what in the fuck? I didn't think this was like a wide thing. And you know, I saw the same thing with my aunt. Whenever my uncle worked so freaking hard. And like, I love you, auntie, but damn. He worked so hard, traveled, I think 2.5 or 3 hours each way working at his job for Homeland Security. And he amassed his whole retirement. And him sitting down and taking some time at the end of his day after he's helped cook her dinner, because she's a doctor, I get it. He's helped with the kids, he's done everything after his long day at work. He comes in and he decides to take a break, and all of a sudden it's a problem because he's on the video game. So she makes her own money, but he financially takes care of everything she wants. He uses his money, buys her stuff. I mean, I'm not even going to get into all of that because I don't want to give too many details, but yeah, it got really fucked up with the financial situation because of her, but yet he can't sit down and take a fucking hour to play a video game. He can watch TV, that's okay. Playing the video game, nope. You're watching a show, that's fine. Playing a video game, you could be planning stuff for us. Like, what? Bitch, go get a clue. I swear to God. One thing that I made sure of when I was getting a life partner was, you don't like video games? All right, deuces, that's a deal breaker for me. Because I know one thing I'd like to do is us to play video games together, or I don't want you giving me issues about playing video games. Not like I have to worry about that because women get away with everything. I have never heard another guy tell me or have an issue with me playing a video game. Or any guys have issues with their wives or girlfriends playing video games. That's completely okay. The minute the guy does it, it's an issue.
It's weird that so many dudes don't get this. Well, the rest of the list is also interesting. Second, collecting figurines, magic tricks, online trolling, gambling, building model trains, taxidermy, comic book collecting, and bird watching.
So guys,
some of those I understand. The taxidermy thing is not for everybody. Okay, someone taking dead animals and stuffing them, like, that's not really something I'm into either. I think it's very interesting. Don't know if me loving animals if I'd want someone with that hobby having a bunch of dead animals around the house, like, for freaking, you know, on display. It's just creepy. Like, no. And then he's probably the kind of person that if our dogs die, he wants to stuff them and put them as a statue in their house. I'm not down with that life. I'm sorry. I don't shame people for doing it. That's them. But I'm not going to tell them how to spend their time. I just don't align with people that have those hobbies. If it is so brain breaking for you that it triggers you so, and you feel so insecure over someone playing a video game, something that is fantasy, maybe not be with someone who plays video games. And if it's unattractive to you, it's unattractive to you, whatever. If you're not with someone who plays video games, why are you having an issue that a lot of men like that? You'd be surprised how many men like that. Not all of my boyfriends were into video games. There's some of them just didn't like. They were like extroverts through and through. They just sitting at home doing anything, they just could not. And then there's others that were extroverts as well that loved playing video games. They enjoyed it. It was fun. They didn't do that all the time. Now, I do understand anything that you do and you don't do it in moderation, that can be an issue. If you're doing anything too long, or your relationship is sacrificing or being sacrificed as a result of you doing this thing, you're not putting any time into building your relationship, then I can understand how that's destructive. But video games it's not exclusive to video games. This is for a lot of things. Like TikTok, ladies. TikTok. Or Instagram. Or you're out with your boyfriend or your husband and you're all, you're having a dinner and gotta snap a photo of myself. Gotta snap a photo of the food. Gotta check it. Gotta tweet. And the guy is sitting across the table from you like, oh my God. If I tell you right now how unattractive you are, all of a sudden I'm controlling and misogynistic and toxic. But me being at home playing a video game when I bring in most of the fucking dough, that's unattractive to you, then bitch bounce, kick rocks.
you can go out and you can lose your family's rent money or mortgage payment at the craps table as long as you're not at home playing video games.
Is gambling a hobby?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for a lot of people.
I mean, you could call it that, but I don't know if you should make it part of your identity. I think magic tricks are attractive, and I think online trolling is the most attractive trait. And most attractive hobby for any man is online trolling.
What if you play online poker? Is that gambling or is that video games?
I don't know.
Hey, listen, I don't know how to answer these questions.
So complicated.
This is tough.
There was a similar one posted by an account on Instagram called Utah Stats, and it said they polled like a few hundred women in Utah to respond to rate how much more romantically interested you would be in an individual upon finding out they participate in the following hobbies. Okay. Video games was still at the top as the, I would be much less attracted to this person if they were interested in video games. Oh.
Want to break their brains? Wait till you find out that the top 10% or top 2% of men that they absolutely want to go for, even though they are way out of below that person's league, wait till they find out that person actually plays video games. Then all of a sudden it becomes the most attractive thing to them. Oh my God, this guy is uber hot. Henry Cavill plays video games. He builds computers. Oh my God, it's so cute. He's so smart. What games do you like, Henry? This whole thing happened. I watched women in the comment section thirsting over this guy when they realized he was secretly a nerd. And because he was super beautiful, all of a sudden nobody had anything to say about him playing video games or building computers or doing whatever. If these hoes find an issue with how other people spend their time, it probably means that they're not making very good use of their time. Because if you have the time to sit there and scrutinize how other people spend their free time after having been productive, it certainly means that you, at the most, are not being productive yourself. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people having a problem with certain hobbies or it not being for them. But if you're getting with someone and you know that person likes these things and then you have a problem with it later, or if you have this double standard like I just said, where if the person is super beautiful, all of a sudden you're okay with it, then you can kick rocks. You have no right to be sitting there telling people how they spend their free time and telling them they could be doing something more productive. You don't like it personally for yourself? Fine. You like tearing your asshole out on OnlyFans and having people call you exactly what you are? Then that's your own business. Everybody is saying, oh, empowerment, all power to you, and that's cool. You should be able to do what you want with your time and with your body when you're basically not getting paid for any of it. But then don't come for the people who are playing video games and who are making way more money than you doing the bottom of the barrel shit that you're doing that's going to dry up. And then all you're going to have left is that bitterness that you're cultivating right now because you have a problem with everybody else not bowing down and worshiping you. Boo fucking who.
An activist named Steffi Evans posted a clip of her getting into a spat with who she calls a pick-me Twitch streamer in the middle of an Xbox Live banter. I found out that this woman actually founded a nonprofit activist organization called Unmute. It's aimed at creating a space where the line between competitive banter and harmful speech is clear and respected.
I bet you my entire freaking vertebra that woman has never met other gamers, actual real female gamers out in the wild. So when this interaction happens, she is just so beside herself because she can't believe that somebody out there, a woman, has thick skin and knows how to act like a normal person and engage in banter like all the guys do with each other.
That is the lamest
thing. This is a real thing.
This is the lamest thing I've ever. She's going to go before Congress before long.
I'm looking at the website right now. It says, unmute and get loud. Tired of being told to kill yourself in online games? We are too. We're a charity that actively combats harassment, misogyny, racism, and bigotry in online games through advocacy, co-ed tournaments, scholarships, educational resources, and nurturing a supportive social community.
What in the word salad? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. If you're that thin-skinned, don't go online. There you go. Why don't you tell other people that? Instead of trying to change 99% of the entire world, why don't you just grow and develop a thicker skin? Animals do it all the time. Humans are animals. Grow a thicker skin. Tighten up and clench your freaking cleftal horizon and make the words roll off your back. If you're making freaking words, and if someone is just trolling you or making fun of you, they're not trying to ruin your reputation, they're not lying on your character or anything like that, there is nothing harmful about what they're doing. If someone's saying, you're acting like a bitch, or okay, fuck you, your entire world is gonna, I don't get the logic. I'm trying to put myself in these people's shoes to imagine myself being so sad that people online said mean things to me while we were playing a video game and we were having fun. Like, do you hear how guys talk to each other? Bro, and because your little fifis got hurt, all of a sudden you're starting a campaign? What in the world? What is this actual society right now? What is it with my freaking generation? Are these people freaking terminally ill? You know, I understand why asylums went out of style, but Lord have mercy. I don't even want to say it.
If you hate fun, just say so.
I have not seen this woman, but I'm going to go on just a ledge here and ready to jump off the building and guess that she's probably a 20-something white girl.
That looks like it. Looks like it from here.
Is this the case?
Let's take a look at the clip.
Let's listen to the clip here.
Okay.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, you
What
dumb
would you
dog?
tell me to do?
You're a hoe.
So, lady,
There's two of us. Which one are you talking to?
wait, are you guys playing with these guys?
We're a full squad.
And you enjoy them talking to women like this?
Yes, I enjoy it. Now what? Fuck off. That's what I would have said. Yes, I enjoy it. Is there a problem? Let's say you have an issue with it, right? What exactly are you going to do to them to make them stop? What are you going to do? You stop one. Okay. Now everybody is like, oh shit, we really got under her skin. Let's continue doing it. Now what? Now what?
We ignore them.
We ignore them. Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't. All right.
I'm sorry. Please talk shit. Oh my god, I'm a woman. You gotta be nice to me even though this is a man's game. Like, shut up.
Oh my god, I love that woman. Thank you. Someone said it. Look, she was savage with that shit. Cause I would have just been like, bro, are you okay? Like I wouldn't have gone straight to freaking 1,000, but I completely understand because what she's also doing is mansplaining. I know, it sounds funny, but she's basically telling this woman, you need to be offended. You need to act the way I want you to act right now, even though you're a woman and you have your own feelings and you have your own views and you have your own thoughts and actions that you can perform. No, you need to go along with my whole narrative and how I want you to look. I want you to be a victim right now. I want you to feel in pain and be offended by this the way that I'm offended by this because I don't have any sense of identity. And I'm not a strong woman, so everything makes me feel sad and scared. The irony is that people like this actually set back women. You make us look worse. Like, you actually make us look worse. People respect us when we can stand up and just act like normal people. But now everyone miscow to you because your feelings are super sensitive and you're not a strong, independent woman and you're like a child and everyone needs to walk around you with kid gloves. Oh my God, God forbid, clutch my pearls. That is not helping women. That is not empowering women. You cannot in one sentence be like, oh, I want to empower women. We're strong. But then everything that you do and say displays the complete opposite.
Please call her a bitch.
Dramatic music.
Yo, lady, call me a bitch. I dare you.
You're a bitch.
Why don't you put some dick? Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Damn, this is easy.
I feel like you got dick up your throat. Shut the fuck up.
Too easy, guys. Oh my god.
The dramatic editing is my favorite part. Like, I love, like, whoever she pays to edit her videos deserves a raise.
Yo, she's triggering me.
Oh no, the other woman that you were trying to make a victim is now triggering you? Gosh, gee, I wonder why. It's almost like, wow, the people that you meet are not always going to like you or are not always going to do exactly what you want them to do because they're not freaking puppets. She straight up asked this woman before, hey, what do you do when guys are acting like that? And she said, ignore them. Because everyone knows when people are throwing a tantrum and being an asshole and they're just trying to be funny and not being funny, that you ignore them. Obviously. That's internet 101, right? But this woman comes into a freaking game and she expects everyone, now she's putting herself as a colossal target for being bullied. It's like she set herself up because nobody likes you. Nobody cares. You went from trying to help this other woman, this other gamer who is not as sensitive as you are, to now shining her in a completely bad light because she didn't fit your narrative. And I can't hear the music because a part of this clip, I guess they censored out the music. But if she really did put a dramatic thing there, that makes it even more cringy. I swear to God. I didn't even know who this person was, and maybe that's for good reason. But these are the kind of people who want to take over the gaming industry and the gaming communities. And the majority of us women gamers out here, we're not down with that. Call us pick me all you want. What are we asking to be picked for? And I think that whole thing, I understand what the pick me thing is, but I think that whole thing is they've hijacked it to attack other women that don't think like them or that don't want to be victims like that. Or you're a woman that's strong and you don't let things bother you and you rise above it and you just have fun like everybody else and want to be treated normally as a human being. You're a pick me. You're calling out the injustices and the double standards that's happening to men, even though you also have male friends and you have male family members and understand that you exist in a world where men and women equally are important. Ooh, you're a pick me. But if you say the exact same thing about women and you're standing up for them, even though they're doing very toxic things, oh, you're championing for women. That's right, slay queen. You can't make this stuff up. And you calling this out, like people strictly calling this out, they start calling everybody toxic, saying that we're all toxic. But you're telling on yourselves because everyone can see that you're a piece of shit person.
You fat bitch, shut the fuck
You
up.
dumb bitch, you're gonna disrespect women like that?
You can take that flag and put up your pussy, you stink bitch.
Brother, why are you guys so upset?
Your voice is fucking annoying.
Damn, this kind of easy, not gonna lie. You're easy. That's why your pussy's loose.
Bro, I'm dead. She didn't. Wow. Wow. Okay. So someone didn't tell the idiot activist girl that, yeah, the internet's not a nice place. And the more that if you're a weak, wounded animal and you let the internet know that's hurting your feelings, you know what the internet's gonna do? It's gonna internet. It's not gonna be like, oh my God, we hurt your feelings, we're so sorry. It's gonna be like, oh shit, there's blood in the water? Let's do everything that we can to make it bleed more so we can rip its flesh off. That's how society works. People who are normal and just act normally, I know this person probably, that's a strange phenomenon to her, but people who just act normally, or if you ignore people doing this, guess what? It's not fun for them anymore. As someone who was a victim of actual bullying, not like, oh my God, someone said something mean to me. I mean actual bullying, like people want to fuck me up and shit. Like that, the thing that works, people say, oh, you're this, you're that. Yes, you're right, I am. And you know what happened? After a while, people just got bored. They were like, fuck, I can't. Everything I say to her, I didn't cry. I didn't sit there and go tell the teacher, first of all, you can't go snitching. It's just a thing. But I didn't tell the teacher. I didn't whatever. They said all these horrible things about me, but then wanted to date me behind my back. Yeah, okay. But anyways, said all these horrible things, especially the girls. Particularly the girls. But when I was like, yep, and I just, you're right. You ugly. Yep, you're right. You this. You poor. Yep, you're right. It doesn't matter what they said about me. Anything they said about me that they did purposely to hurt me, I just agreed with them. Yeah, you scared bitch? Yep, I'm scared. Yeah, you're bigger and stronger than me. You fucked me up. Yeah, that's why you a pussy. Yep, yes, I am. You guessed it. I let all that stuff roll off my back because honestly, at the end of the day, they're not even affecting me. So, what? And it's funny. Well, number one, I learned to stand up for myself. And number two, the same bullies are the ones that came back later and all of a sudden now want to be my friends. Not every single one of them, but, I was surprised when the freaking 6'4" woman that wanted to beat me up was making conversation with me outside of the classroom we're waiting to go in. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, aren't you the same woman that wanted to stab me on the bus not long ago? And when I got up, because you were throwing shit at me. You told me to sit the fuck down and you were going to kill me and my family. This is the same person? Why are you talking to me? But funny enough, that happened after I stopped being a little bitch. I mean, I wasn't anyway. I was just like, oh, whatever. But I also started being a lot harder. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I have a perpetual weird ass smile on my face. I don't even know if that's what I have. Like, people just approach me. I have one of those very approachable faces. Someone has said I have like a kitten face or something. Like, I don't know what that means, but it makes people feel safe and want to come around me. And I'm small on top of that. So it just is what it is. But I try to walk around with like a Brooklyn face. And if anyone lived in Brooklyn, you know exactly what I mean. The kind of face that's like, don't fuck with me. I'm crazy. That kind of face. And then this woman, I guess when people realized, and I was also, I started wearing different clothing. I was a tomboy, so I really did have muscles. Like, and I was in sports, so I looked kind of cut. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But yeah, here comes the bully, this big giraffe woman who wanted to beat me up prior, and now she's talking to me, having a small talk conversation, and it was awkward as fuck. And I just didn't even look at her. I was just like, whatever. Okay, yeah, cool, yeah, whatever. Like, I was just checked out. But if I had continued crying, or I didn't cry, but if I did cry or I was showing a lot of weakness, I guarantee you that would not have happened. I would say fight your bullies if you can. I couldn't fight her. She was freaking 2 feet taller than I was. So that wasn't happening. And then she had her girls with her that, like, she looked like a freaking kaiju and they looked like her minions. In those specific neighborhoods, like that area, people would jump you. They don't even fight fair. Not only is freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex wanting to fight me and massacre me, but then all of her little velociraptors would jump in as well. And God knows, because they have weapons, that whole thing happens. So, if you can't fight them back, just roll over. Just be like, as long as they're not physically hurting you. Like, if someone's physically hurting you, then yeah, you have no choice but to fight back, because it can get pretty dangerous. But they weren't, like, physically hurting me. The most that they would do is, like, shove the back of my head or something. But just let it roll off. Just be like, all right, I don't care. Have some confidence in yourself. Stop walking like a submissive puppy and finding everything to be everyone else's fault and you being a victim all the time. And overcome it. Yes, you can overcome it. Not everyone does. But this is not the way to do it. You're making it worse.
Anyway, oh, you're a pick me?
Okay.
Absolutely. Pick me for real women.
See? Just like that. Just the way that she handled it. That's what you should do. This woman is handling... This is a person who obviously... They go out in the real world. She probably works a real job. And she's like, you know what? I don't let things bother me. She toughened up, like, I get it. I completely see that. And I think she handled that well. I'm not going to say, oh, well, everything they did was right, but I understand why they did. That's how you handle people like this. Let them understand that they don't represent the majority of us women. And if they're going to say that we're pick-me, whatever, sure. If that makes you feel better about your little fragile sense of insecurity, then sure, I'm a pick-me. Now what? Now that you've given me your best shot and your worst attack, what else you want to say to me? Because unlike you, words don't fucking hurt me, bitch. It's a shame you have to be like that, but that's how the world works. Like, that's how you handle people like that. It's so sad. And then they have the nerve to act like, oh, we're picking on them. Bro, you came in here looking for issues.
Aww.
Ew.
This pick-me Twitch streamer, Simply Shroomy, who sadly streams off Xbox, so we can't hear her teammates on her live. But after this game, she found out who I was, ended her live stream, and had her mods beg mine in DMs not to report her or make a video on her. So of course, I had to make a video on her. Just because you're not the one directly being extremely homophobic, you're still a part of the problem if you associate with people like this and instigate them.
That was that girl's first mistake, backing up. I'd have been like, yeah, put me on video. And what? I just find it so telling that this person who apparently loves women so much and she sees this woman as a victim and whatever was so quick to tear her down. If you really and truly had this moral high ground of trying to protect women and that's what you stood for, then you would have said something along the lines of, oh, look at what the society bred. But no, she fucking embarrassed you and called you out. Yeah, was she instigating them? Of course, but you were kind of like low-hanging fruit. That's how the internet is. And you decided that, well, you know what? I'm gonna destroy her life because she didn't fit the narrative that I wanted. How dare you? Now I'm gonna show you. Feel the wrath of whatever it is that she has the wrath of. And I see that in a lot of groups, right? Like, you don't agree with them or you have a disagreement with someone and all of a sudden, the same people, you were like, oh my God, I'm trying to protect you. And you're like, I don't need your protection. You're acting like an idiot. We'll be the very ones to turn around and be like, I'm so disappointed in you. Now I'm going to tell everyone that you're toxic. Okay? Good luck trying to tame 99% of the freaking internet. People are pieces of shit on the internet. And in the gaming sphere, everyone's gonna banter and say shit. If it's not actually directly harming you, there shouldn't be an issue unless you have no idea how to exist outside the real world, which clearly this person does not. And then the thing that is extremely funny about this is that this stupid activist woman had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with that person and supposedly educate her. And instead, she chose to do something damaging. She could have taken this opportunity to be like, look, the reason why I do is I forgive you. The reason why I'm doing this, I want you to hear me out first or whatever. You know, I get that you don't want this. Now, yes, the brown hair girl was an idiot because if you're online, just like you expect the internet to be the internet, you should always expect that someone's going to be recording you online. Like, that just is what it is. People stream all the time, so don't be surprised. But then her being like, hey, can you please not do this, blah, blah, blah. She did it. It's out there. But that would have been a wonderful activist moment, since you guys like cults, to act like a cult member, which is what you do, and say, my child, you have erred. And now that you're at my mercy, you will hear my message. And my message is this. You know, at least try to do that. Did she try to do that? She was like, no, I got you. You embarrassed me. Now I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to show everyone your character. And I don't even see what the gaming girl did, the actual gaming girl did wrong. Her specifically, she was calling out the woman for her bullshit. She was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Was it nice? No. But consider you're on the freaking internet playing with a bunch of people. You don't have to be nice. If someone's annoying you and they keep pushing their ideologies on you, you have a right to push back. Like, imagine a freaking Jehovah's Witness came into the freaking gaming lobby and they were like, all you people are going to hell. If you're gay, you should be stoned and doing it. The person has the right to say that because, you know, free speech and all that jazz. But don't be surprised if everyone in the freaking lobby starts hurling insults at that person. Now, would it be within the Jehovah's Witnesses' right, and I'm just using that as an example, to be like, well, now you're all on camera. Now I'm going to go show the whole world how awful you are. Yeah, it's his right to do that. But don't act as though you're not a narcissist and you expect the entire world to bend to your will and believe what you believe. And if they're mean to you, that they should be punished for all eternity for it. You can't keep pushing your thoughts and all of the stuff that you like and that you want people to agree with down everyone's throat. And then when they throw back up in your face, you get upset.
Well, I do know some men where it's just like you are paying attention on that game, talking to them people, arguing with them people, and you could be in my face. It is some men that needs to give their woman more attention, but it's just like the game it just irritates me.
But men are stressed out. They come home, they want to play the game. It's freedom.
But why, as a grown man, do you want to come home and play with a controller?
Why, as a grown woman, do you want to play dress up and put on makeup and put on false eyelashes and wear other people's hair and pretend to be way younger than what you actually look like under all of that? Why, as a grown woman, do you want to sit on TikTok and Instagram and take pictures of absolutely everything, including yourself, so you can get validation from strange men on the internet that's not your partner, so you can feel good about yourself because you have insecurities that you haven't dealt with? Again, why, as a grown woman, do you have such an issue with how another grown-ass man spends his free time?
I'm sad. A man, this is like his only time of like having complete freedom and something to escape reality for 20 minutes, and you're trying to take it away from him.
You're not doing all that with that video game.
You're not doing all that with them eyelashes either.
Yeah, you are. You get to enter
reality.
Yeah.
They got niggas making on the games, little avatars. Like, nigga, what you want to look like? Who the is this? Who the is this? No, the avatar. Who is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not you. Yeah. What you got going on here?
Girl, you really want to go there? You really want to go there? Okay. Then some of the comments were shown where people were like, they just hate to see us happy without them. She just needs to find a game she likes and her whole opinion would change. 20 minutes, be for real. What's her screen time on her cell phone and Netflix? Exactly. Thank you. It's the freaking hypocrisy for me. And nobody can tell them after they come home from work, if they do work and they're not mooching off of a guy taking care of them, that they can't spend their time however they want. Going to the salon, going to a spa, binging Netflix, spending hours watching a show that's not productive and they're not making money off of. Spending money on beauty accessories that really aren't doing the best for them. It's not even like they're putting that money into real estate. You're spending freaking $500 on... I've seen girls spend $500 on fucking bundles. I've seen girls spend freaking thousands of dollars on bags and name brand stuff. None of that stuff is productive. And while you do have the outliers that are doing this for, I guess, brand deals or whatnot, the majority of people aren't. Let's be honest. You're living well without your outside of your means, and you're just trying to look like the people on Instagram that you follow, and that has just completely inundated your sense of identity because you spend every waking moment that you're not working on those freaking platforms and then have the audacity to be hypocritical and scold men, including men that you don't freaking know and that you'll never sleep with or meet, that their time is wasted, their time, their free time, their own free time that they can never get back. You're telling them how they should spend it. Every single guy, that girls too, but this more so happens with guys, let's be honest. Your girl starts bitching and acting like this. First of all, I don't know why you would stay with someone like that. Second of all, be like, you know what? You're right. I do need a hobby. I'm going to go out there and start clubbing. I'm going to go out there and start playing sports where I know a lot of women are going to be. Let's see how she starts liking his hobby then when he's constantly surrounded by other women that look way better than her.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.